Henry was a very interesting man, and we were nice friends. You know, I mean, as a panel, we were all we had nice camaraderie. We really did. But there was an incident that happened one night on the show, and as people who watch the show even now can see it, that I was pretty naive and pretty open, you know, wide-eyed, and this girl from Indiana who didn't mean any harm. And this one night, they were always doing crazy things about our homes. They would go into our closets, and they would film things, and they would do all sorts of personal things. In this one particular show, they did the insides. They photographed the insides of our refrigerators, and then on the show, we were to guess whose refrigerator it was. So this particular one, when I was to be answering the question, was an empty refrigerator that had a martini glass in it. And it had nothing else but just that glass in it. And I very casually said, you know, oh, well, that's got to be Henry Morgan's because Henry's an alcoholic. Well, Henry did have, Henry was a hefty drinker, shall we say.
Yes.
I don't say that he was an alcoholic, but he did take, as they say, umbrage at what it was that I said and became very angry with me. In fact, I almost cried on the show that night because Henry was a very intelligent and a very bright and a very witty man, and he certainly wasn't anybody that I should be tangling with in that sort of way. And what happened was that Henry continued to be incommunicados, almost, so to speak, with me on the show the weeks that were coming up after that, where he wouldn't speak to me. I used to be at the end of the table next to him. And I finally said to the people at not at the network, but at the office, and the producer and the director and all, and I said, I really have to leave the show. I said, I cannot work, you know, in this situation with someone who is so angry with me. And I said, I did make a boo-boo by saying that. I didn't mean any harm by it. And I said, but I cannot stay on the show. And they said, no, Betsy, well, you can't leave the show. So then they moved me to the other end of the desk on the other side of Bill so that Henry and I were not next to one another. So Bill Cullen, it was the 4th of July that was coming up, and he was having a party on a boat that went around the island of Manhattan, and he had rented the boat to have all of us on Secret, and he had the people on The Price is Right, and, you know, the people that work behind the scenes, the whole crew that was there for the 4th of July party. And he asked me if I would come with my husband at that time, Vinny. I'm no longer married and haven't been for 33 years, but I was married then. And would I come? Oh, well, we were on board this boat, this island, around the island of Manhattan, Queen boat. And so I'm standing at the railing of the boat watching the fireworks going off down south of the boat on the Hudson River. And they had these barges that had these fireworks on them, and they would be set off, and we were all looking. And I was alone at the moment, and then someone came up next to me and kind of shoved my shoulder with his shoulder, and it was Henry, and he said, hey, kid, I'm sorry. And that was the end of the squabble. And Henry and I went back to being civilized with one another. I never quite trusted him fully again because which I did in the first place, but you know, the dog bites you the first time, and the second time it's your fault. So.
If you've enjoyed your journey on the TV Time Machine, please like and subscribe. We look forward to having you again on the TV Time Machine.